Hi everybody. Guess what? It is night. In fact, it is 10:01 at night, and I was actually wearing my nightie, and I was actually ready for bed, and I decided I should not let the weekend pass without me doing my video for last week. So this is my update on week 9. Did I lose any weight last week? No. I actually spent like 4 days, 3.5 days lying down. I mean, you guys know I homeschool, and I literally had to lie down and teach my kids. I was not able to work out last week. I don't even know what I ate some of the days. I was like just not well, and it was like whatever food somebody would help me to get, I would eat that. So children's babysitter was here some days, but I had a helper here some days, and I just tried to survive. I couldn't even think. I had no appetite. I don't know what I ate. There was like one day when I only had tea. So I didn't lose any weight. I didn't exercise. I didn't follow any proper nutrition and so on. But I'm still an excited and happy person because guess what? I didn't exercise. I didn't focus on my nutrition, and I did not gain any weight. So I'm at 185 flat now. I guess one could say I lost 0.2 pounds because when I weighed on Friday morning or Saturday morning, I was at 185. My scale is not working, so I'm dependent on the gym scale now. So I'm happy. I'm a happy person, and so I'm going to fix my camera, and I'm going to do my happy dance. Woo! And I put on my gym outfit. I put on one of my workout outfits just so that I could do this video in it, because I have been looking back at the videos and looking at what I look like and whether or not I could actually see any changes in my body as a whole. I can see changes in different parts of my body for sure. Like I look at my arms a lot and I can see definite changes. I used to see muscles on this side, now I can see muscles on this side as well. I hope the lighting is good enough, but anyway, so I decided that I'm going to do all of these videos in my workout outfits so I can actually compare them and maybe get before and after snapshots later on, right? So what happened? So this week, like I said, I didn't really work out that much. I started working out again on Friday, and I barely made it through a half of a workout routine. I didn't do anywhere near as much as I normally do, but I made sure to get up and get moving on Friday. I worked out on Saturday as well. Then I went to work. I went to teach somewhere, and then after that we had a little family emergency, and so from that time until this evening, this is Sunday evening by the way, I have not really done any workout. But here are some things I wanted to share though. I kind of realized something about myself. I realized that in the back of my head there's an attitude that says, well, if you're not really eating and you know you fasted, whether deliberately or not deliberately. I didn't fast deliberately this weekend. What happened was that because of the family emergency, I just didn't get to eat properly. So I mainly had like tea, and I can remember having fruits at some point one more, yes, I think yesterday, that's Saturday. So I didn't eat anything all day Saturday, all afternoon Saturday. So I worked out and had a shake, and then I didn't eat anything else. And then in the evening I had to have like tea and a ripe banana. In the night, like after 11 before I went to bed. Today was not as bad, but in the morning I just couldn't eat because I really wanted to deal with that family situation and stuff. So I think in the afternoon now I realized I bought caramel popcorn, I had Chinese food, I ate a cookie, I had like 2 or 3 ripe bananas. I was just munching on things. I had some cashew nuts, I had some peanuts. I was munching on things, and I think in the back of my head the excuse or the justification for what I was doing was that, well, I didn't eat yesterday, I didn't eat all morning, so like I have room for calories. And I think that's such a destructive attitude, and I am learning now, and I think that this is a right thing, is to think about, you know, at any point in time that you're gonna eat, even if you're gonna have a snack or something that's not on your usual, you know, like it's not super healthy. But I mean, there's nothing wrong with eating something that's not super healthy once in a while. I don't think that's a big deal, you know. So having some caramel popcorn, I don't think is a big deal. But portion control and the frequency is important. And I think that that should always be important, no matter whether you are starving to death and you didn't eat all day or whatever. I think at all times, because they're not actual meals, they're not caramel popcorn doesn't have the nutrition that I'm going to need to sustain me for exercise the next day, or to help me to have a proper rest, or to, you know, whatever it is. And so it means that after I eat that caramel popcorn, and I actually consumed about 300 calories of caramel popcorn, which is basically a meal, or close to the amount of calories you'd have in a healthy meal, I still would have to eat a healthy meal, because that would not be food, and I would just not be well enough or have enough nutrients to do the workout that I plan to do tomorrow morning. So after I had that caramel popcorn, I had some nuts, because I'm like, I didn't get any proteins, right? And then after I had those nuts, I'm like, I didn't get any fiber. So what did I do? I had some Chinese food. I kept away from the rice, but I had a big bowl of cabbage and pak choy with chicken in it and stuff like that. And of course they put oil in it and blah blah blah. But the point is that because of the volume of the caramel popcorn that I ate and the whole heap of other things, I'm sure I went over 2,000 calories today, even though I didn't eat all morning. That's just stupid. Okay, maybe not stupid, maybe that's a strong word, but that's really crazy, right? And I need to arrest that attitude. That's an attitude I realize that I do have. Especially, yeah, so if it is that, so my thing now is that when I'm eating, I need to make sense of what I'm eating, and not just go crazy. And again, it's the same mindfulness thing. I must be mindful when I'm eating. I must be thinking about it. It must make sense. And I think every time that I'm eating something, I need to eat it well. One thing I can say about eating the caramel popcorn was that the whole bag was actually 640 calories, and when I ate half of it, I folded up the bag. There was nobody for me to give it to, nobody else for me to say, well, you can have it. I wrapped up the bag very nice and tidy and took it outside. I was at the hospital visiting somebody, and I wrapped it up, took it outside, and threw the rest of it into the garbage bin. Why did I do that? Because I know Claudine Allen, and literally I would have eaten that entire 640 calories of caramel popcorn. So why am I sharing this? I'm sharing this to say that really one of the reasons why most of us are overweight is not because necessarily we're eating the worst meals possible. Because we tend to be mindful about our meals. We tend to stop and say, okay, you know, I should have this amount of meat. Well, me. And I think I see that in my family with others in my family who struggle with weight issues, and I see it among friends and so on. So I will have, you know, we'll say, okay, you know, you're having this amount of protein, this amount of carbs, this amount of vegetables and so on. But then in between, and we know we're encouraged to snack. And you know, the nutritionists and everybody on TV, everything you read says eat 5 to 6 times a day is the right thing to do. But if you're not mindful about those snacks, as mindful as you are about your meals, those snacks can run you to the ground. And you'll be working out every day and eating healthy, and you have no idea why you're not losing any weight. And that's because snacks just sound like, the word snacks just doesn't seem very important or relevant. It's almost as if I think sometimes we don't even realize that snacks cost us in calories. Somebody offers you a slice of cake, you know, a tiny pack of peanuts, a little this, a little that. It seems so small and then, you know, irrelevant that we don't count it and we don't consider it. And so for me, and I mean probably for a lot of people, a lot of women who struggle with weight, I really think that we need to be just so careful and so mindful about not just our meals but also the snacks, and just taking the small things that we're having on the side. We need to remember that most of them are not 0 calories. I mean, water is probably one of the only 0 calorie things around, and the other 0 calorie things are artificial chemicals created in a lab, which will cause you other problems in your body other than gaining weight. So nothing is 0 calories, no matter how small it is. We need to be mindful and think about it. I mean, you know, when you sit down and count calories, I think counting calories would drive me crazy. But in making a plan for how you're going to execute weight loss, or how you're going to adjust your lifestyle, bear that in mind, that those things count. And for me, I think it's a matter of a decision about whether or not I'm going to snack, and if I'm going to snack, what will I snack on. I have to have that in my head. And if I'm going to have something, I need to put it, so you don't always know what are the things that will come up or be available as snacks. But it's pretty easy to figure out how many calories you can afford in a snack. I don't think a snack for somebody who's trying to lose weight, like if you are like my size or in the 200s or so, and you want to lose weight, you should not be having more than 1,500 calories per day. Unless you're really working out crazy athletic kind of thing, right? Between 1,200 and 1,500 calories per day, I think, is what makes sense based on my calculations and what I've seen online and so on. And I would think that if you're going to do the 6 meals a day or the 5 meals a day, the snack should not be more than 100 to 150 calories, and those meals need to be around 300 to 400, about 400 calories per meal. You don't need to count calories, but you can get a sense of what looks like 400 calories for a meal, and you can get a sense of what is a 150 calorie snack. So if you get a snack that you have never seen before, you don't know how many calories it is, turn around the back of the package, look at the number of servings, and look at the number of calories per servings. If it's 600 calories, sorry, if it's 4 servings in the package and it's 600 calories, then you divide that 600 by 4, and then you figure out how many calories that is, right? 600 by 4 is going to be 300, 150, so it's 150 calories. So you need to eat a quarter pack. If it's like if you buy a pack of chippies, a chippies is 140 calories. If you're having a chippies for a snack, you cannot have anything else with it. That is your snack. So it's not really about saying count calories, but it's about getting a sense of what you need to have per meal, and kind of trying to go into that ballpark each time, and how many meals you're gonna have for the day, and not just eating arbitrarily. Because sometimes if you're not thinking about it, you could be eating I could be eating 2,000 to 3,000 calories in a day, and I would feel quite fine doing it. I would not feel stuffed. I would just feel fine, right? Because I like food. So that's what I wanted to share. That's something that it has been in the back of my mind, but today it came to the fore, because literally I had to stop myself and throw away the bag, because I can't eat that 640 calories, and it would be a snack in my brain. It would be a snack, so I would definitely think that I deserve to go and have my dinner, when I would have eaten way more calories than a snack plus a dinner combined, or maybe 2 snacks and a dinner. So just wanted to share that. That's how sometimes we get stuck with the weight, and we don't know why we're working so hard and things aren't working out, and we're having these perfect meals, things aren't working out. Everything counts. So even your snacks, if you don't know what you're doing, we can end up losing a lot of time and a lot of effort. So that's what I wanted to share. I think the video has gotten too long. I just wanted to say thank you for tuning in, thank you for listening, and God bless. Good luck to you if you're on a weight loss journey, and keep up the good work. And if you have any advice for me or any suggestions or comments, please put them below. And don't forget, if you like this video and you want to see more, please click subscribe and click the notification bell, the notification bell beside it, and like my video. Thank you. Bye.